Breaking within the last hour, the FDA has approved the fourth COVID-19 vaccine, NOVAVAX. The shot is made with more traditional vaccine technology. It's built much like the flu shot instead of using mRNA technology like Pfizer and Moderna's. NOVAVAX says it hopes it appeals to unvaccinated Americans hesitant to make the other choices. The FDA approved the two-dose NOVAVAX shot for people 18 and older who are unvaccinated. The CDC still has to advise how to administer that. That recommendation is expected next week. The NOVAVAX shots are expected to go out towards the end of the month.
Here in Colorado, there's a grieving mother who wants your help. She's trying to find out who killed her teenage son. Someone shot him last night at a park in Brighton.
It is a call echoed by the detectives on this case as well. 9 News reporter Cole Sullivan talked to both.
The worst pain that nobody ever wants to go through and bury their own kid.
A mother's grief.
He was so full of life. He had life ahead of him.
And a life cut short. Ashley Huerta says her son Josiah went to Ken Mitchell Park after work last night. He shared pizza with friends under the same pavilion where she now grieves.
I'm not doing good. I'm heartbroken.
Police say someone shot and killed Josiah around 9:30. He was 17 years old, a rising high school senior.
And I just knew my gut feeling. I knew as a mother. I knew he was dead.
Now, Huerta wants answers. What happened? Who killed him? And why?
I don't wish this on my worst enemies.
Answers Brighton police don't yet have.
Just really tragic.
Really tried to figure out and learn what happened prior to the shooting.
Investigators interviewed witnesses who heard Josiah arguing with someone before the shooting. They want to hear from anyone in the area with home surveillance cameras.
That's part of our investigations, right? Gathering any kind of evidence, including video surveillance, to see if that could help us paint a picture and really tell a story of what occurred prior to the shooting.
As investigators work, Ashley Huerta prepares to bury her eldest son.
I just want him back.
And while she can't get him back, she wants to stop this from happening to any other mothers.
I just want these kids caught. I want justice for my son.
In Brighton, Cole Sullivan, 9 News.
Brighton police haven't identified any suspects. They say anyone with information should call them or submit a tip anonymously through Crime Stoppers. That number is 720-913-7867.
The June inflation numbers are in, and you're probably not surprised that the news is not good. Prices are up 9.1% from a year ago, adding more pressure on the administration to do something to try to stem inflation. The June increase heavily driven by higher food and gas prices. Food prices just last month increased by more than 10% over the previous 12 months, while the cost of gas in June jumped by more than 11% just since May. The grocery prices saw their largest climb since 1979. Not only did those of us who are shopping at Colorado grocery stores feel it, the people who run those stores feel it as well. Heine's Market in Wheat Ridge, for example, gets 70% of their supply from the Western Slope. They say they feel the soaring fuel prices the most from the trucks that go to get that stock. That's a domino effect that leads to rising prices out on the floor. They believe that everything has gone up around 10 to 30%. And they say they're doing their best to try and adjust.
We have to adjust. I mean, we have to raise our prices to a certain level where, it's still profitable and we can still stay in business, but we still have to be able to try to keep our customers happy.
We also checked in at Marzick Fine Foods here in town. They say they're seeing cost pressure throughout their supply chain as well. Price increases coming sometimes twice a month from their vendors.
Pepsi says it's planning to open its largest U.S. bottling facility in Denver. The new 1.2 million square foot facility will be built near 72nd Avenue and Tower Road, near the airport, the Gaylord of the Rockies. Many people know that. Pepsi says it expects to hire another 250 people to staff it. It will be able to bottle 3 times as many drinks as at the current facility in Rhino. The new facility is expected to open in 2023. The Rhino facility will stay open until then.
Imagine a few people are having a few soft drinks today.
Wouldn't you like something cold just to hold the bottle next to your chin and your neck and your back? And Danielle, it's so hot out there. But I was just talking to Tom. He was golfing. And he said it was hot golfing too.
Even out on the golf course, it was hot.
This morning you were out there?
Yes.
I'm impressed, my friend.
Well, there was a big event the CU Athletic Department has every year, and I had the pleasure to be invited, go out there and see some of the old Buffs, some of the current Buffs, coaches and people, so it was a good time out at Colorado National. But as the day wore on, from the morning towards noon, it got pretty warm.
I know, we had plenty of sunshine early on too, so kind of tough to find a cool, shady spot around here as well. Of course, no great surprise, you guys, we were in the 90s, upper 90s, and these temperatures still kind of flirting with triple digits this afternoon. Today marking day 24 in the 90s so far this summer season. Typically on average we see about 44. The triple digits right now in Ray, Lamar, Pueblo, it's still hot out to the west too. Western Slope looking at the mid 90s around Grand Junction, some upper 80s in Steamboat, Eagle at 85 and Alamos at about 86. Kind of a zoomed in view of the metro area, 99 in Littleton, 102 in Longmont, and so far we're at 96 out at DIA and Fort Lupton. 70s in Blackhawk as well as low 80s in Granby. The views though, we're looking pretty good. Okay, maybe not I-25 or I-70. A little slow going out there, but nice to have some blue skies as you look off to the east. Looking out to the west, a different story as these thunderstorms are starting to push in across the high country for the most part. We were watching a few isolated showers in Larimer and Weld County earlier. Otherwise, the I-25 corridor is dry for now. Can't rule out seeing maybe one or two really quick, gusty thunderstorms that passes by within the next couple of hours, but I'm really not expecting much in the way of rain just because it is way too dry and too hot down here at the surface. As we look ahead toward the rest of this evening, again, those thunderstorms primarily up in the mountains for us. They'll be isolated here on the plains. Tomorrow, once again, near record heat for us. Brace yourself because the 90s are not going anywhere anytime soon. Wait till you see the weekend forecast. I do have kind of a little cool down coming our way. I'll show you that in about 10 minutes.
This was a big concern yesterday, given the heat. Firefighters working on the Snow Creek fire in Morrison now have it 50% contained. West Metro says its crews hiked back into that area this morning, clearing out burned debris and working the hot spots. Douglas County's helicopter is also helping with water drops. That fire started about 3:30 yesterday and burned about 2 acres on Mount Lindo, just above Red Rocks Country Club. There's not as much smoke coming off that fire today. It's still not fully out. West Metro says we could see more smoke in the area as the temperatures continue to rise.
Search and rescue crews in Custer and Saguache counties say they have now found the body of a hiker who'd gone missing on Kit Carson Peak over the weekend. 41-year-old Luis Corcoran made it to the summit of the 14er on Saturday, but then never made it back to his car. Friends reported him missing on Saturday night. Saguache County Search and Rescue found his body yesterday. They say he likely fell from the ridge between Kit Carson and Challenger Point.
Taking a live look at Glenwood Canyon right now. It's open again after being closed for about 5 hours, even though we're not seeing the traffic. There we go. The closure was planned so CDOT crews could remove an overturned semi-truck from a crash last week. Here are some of the pictures from the scene today. The closure started at 10 a.m. on the eastbound side of I-70. In addition, CDOT says eastbound motorists should also anticipate construction at exit 205 and Silverthorne when returning to I-70 from Colorado Highway 9. In Vail, a new e-bike ride share program is off to a good start. The city says the first few weeks have made a difference with the number of cars on the road. In the first month, more than 2,500 riders have traveled around 7,000 miles, reducing carbon emissions. It's the first 30 minutes on the bikes that are free. Commuters can pay as much as they go, or they can sign up for a $20 a month membership as well. And there's also a $35 fine if the bikes aren't returned to the right hub where they need to go. The coordinator of the program says so far it's been really making a difference, shifting people away from cars to e-bikes.
In Eagle County, transportation is the top emitter of greenhouse gas emissions. So we're doing everything we can.
And while it seems obvious this program would be probably best in the summer months, it is Colorado. People like to ride bikes year-round, so they're going to try to do it in the winter. I mean,
that's for sure.
It's Vail. They get more snow, but still.
But it may be deep into winter before there's enough snow that you really could ride a bike. We'll see how the snow flies.
Yeah, you could get all the way until November.
And even further. Coming up on 4 o'clock at 9 News, President Biden making his first trip to the Middle East as the leader of the U.S.
His goals to lower tensions across the area and try to secure lower gas prices for Americans.
Also, an American freed from Russia after being convicted on drug charges has a message for Brittany Griner, also sharing her experience in prison there.